First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the those great millstone, Wallet is truth. And also to those elect that scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great, powerful lesson to the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is Watchman Report. U.S. Congress passes bill that could ban the Bible. So I like to say shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today, let's have a quick news article here by Newsweek. And it reads that Republicans voting for bill that could make Bible illegal, outrage mega or make America great. So we know that we're coming upon what the famine of the world are hearing the words of the Lord. Also, we know we're coming upon what persecution of the saint, great persecution, great sorrow, great mourning, are fast approaching. Also, these Bible prophecies are jumping off the pages right now. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly warning you right now. They're standing on their watch, and we'll stand on fire for Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we constantly warn you all these different things that's going on. We seeing that, first they hated him, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And also they shall hate you. And one thing about it, what I'm saying, we shall what? Suffer persecution. Because what? We're constantly want to live what? Godly, constantly, coming under that total subjection to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So one thing about it, just reading the Bible, will get you put in prison. Also, eventually, will get you put to death. So we're coming upon this time. We knowing that what? The devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. We seeing that he constantly moving warp speed right now. He's seeing that his days are determined. He's seeing that, shameful experience is upon his glory. So a lot of things are happening, left and right. So a lot of people right now still are relaxing in their lead, still are in the house of mirth, still are not believing, still are not seeing the signs of the time. And we are here. And also the Lord's constantly bringing forth judgment each and every day. We seeing it happening, and it's getting ready to be on a mass level that you have never seen before. And one thing about it, it is time to seek the Lord right now, because one thing about it, we see it right now, the Lord is getting ready to pull this truth out of the world, and the Lord is getting ready to execute judgment that you have never seen before. The Lord is getting ready to make it good. The Lord is getting ready to make it plain. The Lord is getting ready to show up and show out. So now let's read a little bit of this order right quick. Let's go here. Let's start here. It said mega or make America great. It said conservatives said voice outrage at a congressional. You said Republicans voting for the anti-Semitism awareness act over concerns would make the Bible illegal. Let's see here. It says Congress on Wednesday passed the bill which would require the Department of Education to use the international blank blank blank. So that's all we're gonna read it at, because they right now they getting very close to taking YouTube down, TikTok down. So we're getting very close. One moment, let me put my phone on a do not disturb right quick. One moment, Salaki for this. Let's see, let's go here right quick now. Let's get back out of that. Now, so we seeing right here that, trying to make the Bible illegal. And also it's saying that in this bill that they would take the New Testament out of the Bible. So one thing about it, if this is not the truth, I don't know what to tell you. One thing about a lot of people in for a rude awakening. So you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So one thing about it, you constantly fulfilling prophecy left and right. Things are constantly escalate. And also we knowing that our salvation is at the door, man. We'll rejoice. So we seeing that they passed this bill, this anti bill, and also now they saying that they're going to make the Bible illegal. So, hearing the words of the Lord are also going out in the highways and the byway. So one thing about it, you got to get it while it's hot, because one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to shut this truth down. We're not worried about the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. He cannot do anything. The Lord is in perfect control. So the Lord is causing these things to happen. We are almost at that said measure. And the Lord's getting ready to, let all hell break loose through much tribulation. Ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. So now let's go here and get a quick precept before we start today's video. Quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And also, I hope that you will get edified. So let's start here. Get a quick precept before we start today's video. It says here, it says second in the blue letter, it says 2 Timothy chapter 3 And we start in the KJV. It say, yea, and all that will live godly in the Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. So that's plain and simple right now. So if you're a man of the Lord, you're a true believer of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the house of David, you're getting ready to suffer persecution on a level that you have never seen before. But the Lord said in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10, he said, he said, be thy faithful until death. And the Lord said he will give you a crown of life, immortality, rulership, spiritual power, also, power over the nation. That's what we're longing for each and every day. We're not worried about Babylon the Great. We're not worried about what's going on in this world right now. We're not of this world. You know what I'm saying? The world loves its own. And one thing about it, we came out of the world. And one thing about it, and came under that total subjection to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So let's read it in the NLT. He said, yes. He said, yes, and everyone who wants to live a godly life in the Hamashiach Yahushua will suffer persecution. So one thing about it, that's plain and simple. So, the light is in you, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about a lot of people right now, you're still in the house of myrrh, still going on with their daily lives. All of a sudden, when they say peace and security, then total destruction will come upon you. So it's right at the door. All hell is getting ready to break loose in the middle of the Lord, constant one. You got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of time. One thing about it, if you don't have that light in you, you will be totally destroyed. So now we'll go and start today's video. And after the video, we'll start the lesson. And I hope that you will get edified.
I want to address something very quickly. As of yesterday, the House of Representatives is trying to pass a bill that will make Christianity illegal, trying to pass a bill that will make the Bible illegal. I'm going to put the articles here so that you can see. But I want you to understand one thing. The Lord told us these things will happen. He said that we will be persecuted for righteousness' sake. He said that we will suffer for his name's sake. Be encouraged in knowing that God is always going to stand with you no matter what happened. No matter what this wicked world try to do, God is always going to reign. This is why the Lord tells us to be rooted and grounded in him. It is time for the believers to put on the whole armor of God because the enemy is fighting against the people of God. The Lord told us in his word, he said, write the words on the table of your heart because there's going to come a time where they are going to take the Bible away. Be encouraged. God is with you.
Alright, some of you guys might know now that the U.S. Congress apparently just passed a bill removing anything that has anti-Semitic or hate speech against Jewish people, and that includes the New Testament because it shows how the Jews, God's own people, killed Jesus, the Messiah, and even some of his prophets. And even some of the books in the Old Testament, I believe, are going to be banned as well. But apparently the entire New Testament is going to be banned because of this new bill they just passed. So guys, I just want to let you know, if you're keeping up with my TikTok page, and they do ban this, and I'm not able to post anything.
So you see, that we're very close to this time. Persecution of the saints. One thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to try everyone on the planet. Through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. Also, we already knowing that, your faith is going to have to be built up during this time. Your faith is getting ready to be maxed out. And one thing about it, if you don't have faith, and works, it work hand in hand. And one thing about it, you getting ready to be totally destroyed. And a lot of people going to line up when this new system come into play. We know we're coming upon a great economic collapse. We know that grain of rice is here. Will not be able to buy or sell without having in your right hand or in your forehead. All these things get ready to come to pass. And also we know that we're coming upon famine of the word. So we'll start today's lesson. We'll start here in Proverbs, just rolling in the spirit with this lesson, a quick lesson through the spirit. Let's start in Proverbs chapter 13. Let's go here to the Old Testament. Proverbs chapter, and you've seen in that last video that they're getting ready to saying that they're going to remove the New Testament. So we already know that this devil is getting ready to what? To fill his belly, his agenda, his plan. What is that? A new world order. So we got to be careful what we say. You know, it's going into this digital society, dealing with your biometrics. So we're coming upon this time. You know, it's getting ready to get very, very dangerous. It's getting ready to get very, very perilous. Jacob's trouble. You know, the hour of temptation is fast approaching. We seeing it. We hear these Bible prophets are speaking loud and clear. So now we start here, Proverbs 13 in the blue letter, and verse 13. It said, "Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that fears the commandments shall be rewarded." So that's plain and simple right there. So we having a lot of people right now despising the words of Yahweh by Hashem Abishai, and they will be totally destroyed. It's plain and simple. You know, so one thing about it, if this light is not in you, the Lord is getting ready to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, if you're not seeking the Lord, you're seeking death. So let's read it in the NLT. It says here, this version, it said, "People who despise advice are asking for trouble." It said, "Those who respect a command will succeed." And those are what? The elect, the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we coming upon this time. And one thing about it, we knowing that 2 parts therein shall be cut off and down when you go to Zechariah chapter 13, verses 8 through 9. And one thing about that remnant, that said remnant will be left, you know, in the house of David, you know, starting with the 144 the prophet, and also that great multitude. You know, the Lord is getting ready to come to deliver us with great glory and great power. All we got to do is keep the faith, keep pushing, keep believing, and the Lord is going to do the rest. So now let's go here to Ezekiel chapter 12. Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 2. Ezekiel, one moment. Ezekiel chapter 12. Let's go here because we got still have a lot of hard-headed people that still are not listening. And all these things are going on around us. Great death, great mourning. We're seeing that the love of many is constantly waxing cold and cold. We're seeing that what the spirit of vengeance is constantly moving through the earth. So the Lord is constantly, you know what I'm saying, is making his presence known. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. We're seeing all of the signs of the times are here. So now, Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 2, it says, "Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house, which has eyes to see and to see not. They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house to this day." You know, they're in the house of mirth. You know, they love the good and hate, and they love evil and hate the good. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, you know, we're seeing that we're here. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing all sorts of sin upon sin. We're seeing all sorts of sexual immorality, all sorts of abomination. And out about it, you know, this place is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Lord's getting ready to destroy this place off the face of the earth. And one thing about it, the Lord's constantly shedding light on all this wickedness and all this darkness. And one thing about it, a lot of people right now still are happy-go-lucky, going on with their daily lives. And one thing about it, you're in for a rude awakening. So let's read it in the NLT. He said, "Son of man, you live among rebels, so who have eyes but refuse to see. They have ears but refuse to hear, for they are a rebellious people." So we're seeing that right now. You know, what happened in Noah's time, what happened in Moses' time, what's happening in these times. There's no new thing under the sun. And one thing about it, you know, hey, we're seeing that the Lord's getting ready to do a mighty work. The Lord is getting ready to execute that judgment in the earth, because we're coming upon the famine of the world. And one thing about it, in that day, they shall know that a prophet was among them. So now let's go here to Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Because this is exactly where we at. The Lord is getting ready to cut his mouthpiece off. He's going to tell us to keep silent in the day of trouble. So we coming upon this time. The day of trouble is fast. It's right at the door. You know what I'm saying? Man, you never know. All of a sudden. Let's see here. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Amos chapter 8 verse 11. One moment. See here. Start up here. Let's highlight it. Salakia. It says here, it said, "Behold, the days come, says the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." So that's getting that fast approach. So we seeing what they doing with this anti-Semitism bill, and also with this to make the Bible illegal and taking certain things out of the Bible. The Lord said, "Do not add or take away from the Bible; you will be totally destroyed." So we seeing that they're doing this. They're doing it right before our eyes. So we knowing that this man is getting ready to bring forth his system, this new digital society, dealing with digital IDs, also these biometrics. These things are coming into play left and right. You know, the warning cry has went out. We have blown the trumpet, and a lot of our people are still not listening. You know, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the Lord has not not done it. Shall evil be done in the city, and the Lord has not done it. So the Lord's getting ready to bring forth the famine of the word. It's fast approach. One thing about it, it already said in what Proverbs chapter 1, it said, the Lord said, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Because what? Well, one thing about it is what? They are still in that same rebellious house to this day. Seeing, but they see not. Hearing, but they hear not. Still being hard-headed, stiff-necked, foolish, sottish. And one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to destroy the people because of what? A lack of knowledge. Hosea 4 and what? I think of verse 6, you know what I'm saying? Because ye have rejected now, and I also will reject thee. So we are right upon these times, man. Let's read it in the NLT. It says here, it said the time is surely coming, says the servant Lord, said, when I will send a famine on the land, not a famine of bread or water, but hearing the words of the Lord. So we right at that time. The Lord's getting ready, take the men out of highways and byways. The video epistles getting ready to go out to YouTube. They get ready to ban TikTok. A lot of things get ready. Your freedom of speech. The First Amendment. All these things are coming to pass, just like the Bible said. Let's see here. Verse 12. Let's read this. It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro, and to seek the words of the Lord, and shall not find it. So that's what's getting ready to happen. A lot of people are gonna be bugged out. They're gonna be trying to inquire, but it's gonna be too late. One thing about it is time right now. The door of repentance are closed. Our salvation is at the door, and UFO sightings are all across the world. And the men of the Lord, we constantly warn you. They already tell you about cyber attacks. They're telling you about the communication will be down. They're telling you about the power grid. So all the warning cries has went out, but a lot of people still are not listening. You know what I'm saying? But when time of adversity come upon you, a lot of people going to trust in the strength of Egypt, and you will be totally destroyed. Trust in your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So now let's go here to John. Let's go to the New Testament. It's a quick lesson through the Spirit. John 9 and 4. Let's go here. John 9 and verse, see, here we are right here. Let's go here. It says John 9 and verse 4 said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. So we coming upon that time. So it's gonna come a time whereby that you're not gonna hear the words of the Lord. You're not gonna hear the prophets. And one thing about it, we will be in the secret place of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord's getting ready to do a mighty work. The day of the Lord is fast approach. A day of darkness, a day of gloominess. The Lord's getting ready to return in the midst of World War III. So hey, the body count is getting ready to be great. The Lord said, I come not to bring peace, but a sword. And the men of the Lord, we constantly warning, but all the games are about to be over. So now let's go here. Let's go here to Luke. Let's go here to Luke 21. Luke 21, and let's see. Luke 21, let's start up at verse 12. Luke 21 and verse 12. I'm just going to roll with that. I'm not going to highlight it. Let's see here. It said verse 12. Let's start here, verse 12. It says here, he said, before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, said, delivering you up to the synagogues and to the prisons, being brought before the kings and rulers for my name's sake. So we're right upon this time. Verse 13 said, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Verse 14 says, settle it therefore in your hearts or your mind, said not to meditate before what ye shall answer. Verse 15 said, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversary shall not be able to gain, say, nor resist. So that we coming upon this time. So the Spirit of the Lord is going to take over when they come get you out of your house, take you to these facility, to these FEMA camps, even to the guillotine. We're going to keep the faith all the way until death, because we already know what's getting ready to happen. The Lord is getting ready to reward us. The Lord said, behold, I come quickly and my reward is with me. So we're seeing these things are coming upon us. Great persecution is right at the door. And also, the members of your own household will be your worst nightmare. So we seeing right here, verse 16, it said, and ye shall be betrayed by parents and brothers and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they caused to be put to death. So we coming upon this time. So you one thing about what does the light have to do with darkness? So a lot of this, we got to separate. Even though we love our family, we love our loved one, but if they're not in this truth, then they are your enemy. They are rebels of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So the Lord is getting ready, do a mighty work. And one thing about it, we already knowing that the world to come is for a few. And who is that few? That is the elect, the house of David. Right now, the world right now is for many. You know what I'm saying? That's that broad gate. A lot of people, love it here, but they're getting ready to die here. So now let's go here to Daniel. Let's go here to Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8 in the, I think it's here. Let's see. Daniel chapter 8 and verse, let's see. It says Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. Let's go here. So we seeing that they constantly bringing forth all these unrighteous decrees, these policies they are putting in place, these executive orders, to bring forth all these different agendas, this draconian law, this dictatorship. They want what? Total control. Salakia, we get there in one moment. Let's get here. Let's see. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. It says here, it said, and through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart or his mind, and by peace shall destroy many, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but shall be broken without hand. So we seeing this get ready to happen. He's constantly telling you all these different bills he's putting in place, all these different laws. I'm here to help you. We're here to make it better. Everything would be all right. We putting these things into place, to make it have a better living, for prosperity. But one thing about it, they're only lies and deception. And one thing about it, the prince of princes is what? Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He's getting ready to be broken. And one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to cut him off forever. So let's read it in the NLT. So them policy goes into what? His laws, his executive orders, these mandates that he's getting ready to bring forth. And one thing about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So let's read it in NLT, the blue letter. It says, Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25 say he will be a master of deception and will become arrogant. He will destroy many without warning. He will even take on the princes of princes, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, in battle, but he will be broken through, not by human hands. You know what I'm saying? Through the what? The spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He's seeing that his days are determined. The Lord's getting ready to come back and cut him off forever. And we cannot wait, man. The Lord's getting ready to do a mighty work. So let's go here to John. Let's go here to John chapter 15. We get one more. And so it's going into these unrighteous decree that they have prescribed or authorized. So we seeing that the Lord's constantly shedding light. So he's making Esau bearer and bearer. So let's go here to the New Testament. Let's go here to St. John chapter 15. St. John chapter 15. And we'll start up at verse 18. One moment. Let's see where we're at here. It says here. Let's highlight a few of these. Let's highlight a few of them. Salakia. I should have had it already highlighted. I just ain't been in the blue letter in a while. Salakia for that. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see. We're going to just read it right quick. Let's start back up at the top. John 15 and 18. It said, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Verse 19 said, if you were of the world would love his own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Verse 20, he said, remember the word that I have said unto you. He said, the servant is not greater than his Lord. Say, if they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. Say, if they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. Verse 21 said, but all these things they will do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because there's no light in them. They're of the ways of the world. One thing about it, we're not of the world. We love, the Lord said, love not the world and nothing in the world. Come under that total subjection, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the renewing of the mind. So we know that we're very close to this time. The Lord is getting ready to return. We're seeing, man, the famine of the word is fast approach. So now, let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to, we'll close out in Ephesians chapter 6. We'll close out here, Ephesians chapter 6. We'll start at verse 10. Verse 11. We'll read down. And it reads, it said, put on the whole armor of the Almighty, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And one thing about wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of the time. It will keep you stable. It will be a stronghold in times of trouble. That hedge of protection from who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because we know that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. We know that he's getting ready to put these laws in place, these executive orders, these mandates, these lockdowns. A lot of things are coming at a fast pace. Also, that grain of rice. Verse 12 said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So that's what we're dealing with, that left hand energy, all this different black magic enchantment. But one thing about the Lord's getting ready to cut it off. The Lord's getting ready to make Esau barren. One thing about it, so his left hand energy is getting ready to be a thing of the past. We're seeing that the truth is being declared, and one thing about it, the Lord is constantly making it plain upon tape. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. So that's what we're dealing with. We're in what's called a spiritual warfare. The struggle in Rebecca's womb. Esau and Jacob. We at that final climax right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Verse 13. He said, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Almighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that ye may be able that ye may be able to withstand and the evil day, and having done all to stand. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So one thing about it, redeem the time wise. Be circumspect. Knowing the will of the Lord, measure the time diligently. And one thing about it, we already know that we're upon this time. The Lord's getting ready to bring forth judgment. We're seeing that right now, persecution of the saints is fast approaching. And one thing about it, you got to have faith. It is impossible to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua if you do not have faith. The Lord said, blessed is he that believe but have not seen. And one thing about it, that we are here, it is at the door. So now, let's get one more before we close out. Let's go here to, just in the spirit right here. Let's go here to Matthew chapter 5. We'll close out here. Matthew chapter 5, and one thing about it, we got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Let's go here. Let's start up at Matthew 5 and verse 10. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. Let's highlight it right quick. I'm going to have to start using this app more often so I can have it lit up, but we still getting the edification. Let's see here. Let's see. Start up at verse 10. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10 said, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Verse 11 said, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. So one thing about it, rejoice. Because one thing about it, we almost at the end of this thing. The Lord's getting ready to come with that great reward. Salvation is at the door. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we're here, man. Verse 12, it said, rejoice and be exceedingly great, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. That's right. So one thing about it, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So the same men was back in Bible times are here right now. Where everyone is standing in their light. So there's no new thing under the sun. Back then they scoffed and mocked. Back then they're scoffing and mocking right now. Anyone that despises the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will be totally destroyed. So that's why the Lord said, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. You know what I'm saying? So we seeing that we're here. You know, there's no new thing under the sun. So we're rejoicing. We're almost at the end of this nightmare. We know that the Lord's getting ready to return and set everything back in order. We know that judgment is getting ready. It's fast approaching. It is at hand. And also we seeing that the love of men is constantly waxing colder and colder. We already know that the body count will be great. But the Lord's getting ready to return with great glory and great power. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Watchman report. Said U.S. Congress passes bill that could ban the Bible. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash. And I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.